Satsang from Gita. Turbulent by nature, the senses of wise men who, practicing the self-control, forcibly carry away his mind. Therefore, having control them, all the senses, and withdrawing his mind, one should sit in meditation, devoting one's heart and soul to me. For he whose senses are controlled is known to have a stable mind. People having no faith in the knowledge fail to reach me. They go round and round in the cycle of birth and death. So you are all aware of how our turbulent senses and that driven the mind to all the senses. So makes so difficult in meditation. If you just observe your mind in meditation, don't do nothing, just observe where your mind is. You will find the mind is constantly go, 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 go. And it's very hard to focus on the meditation. And this is the whole right race, that we are constantly observing that. And without that focused mind, we cannot experience the real benefit of the meditation. Because when your mind becomes completely connected on the soul and God, then alone you start receiving some benefits. Then alone your mind starts getting purified. And when the mind is purified, senses are controlled, and then all in a sudden you start feeling better inside. You feel so good. So all the lust or greed, ego or attachment, anger, all those things slowly melt down, and you become very focused in meditation. So that's when the really is called the beginning of a spiritual sadhana. People having no control, having no faith. Some people they give up meditation because it's requires some effort, some practice. And when you feel dry, you're not getting anything out of it, then chances are that you will give it up and you don't practice. So that's not any better choice than the meditation. Meditation, regardless of how long it takes, it's different people for the different how long it takes. So at least you get something, and not only that, you accomplish the real goal of your life. This is why you and I, we all are here to save our soul, to take care of. And otherwise, like here he says, the people having no faith in knowledge fail to reach the goal, and they go round and round in the cycle of birth and death. So even Shankaracharya, Jagadguru Shankaracharya said, Punarapi Janmam, Punarapi Maranam. बार बार जन्म लेना, बार बार मरना, and punarapi yata jagani sanam. जठराग्नि में बार बार आना, and being in the womb of the mother for like 9 months, not 1 day, 2 day, 9 months. That's quite a work. It's not easy. It's very, very difficult. So, and even when you come out of the world, get out of the womb, it's no fun here anyway, because you have to go through so much suffering, so much pain, so much sorrow, so much grief, so much, so much of the things that you have to go through. Only the people who are really established their mind, control their mind, and they are very focused, and that's the one who experience the peace, the real peace, real joy, real love that experienced by those people. And their life is secure, their life is very serene, very blessed. But otherwise, the people go through the life like a lot of pleasure, a lot of pain, a lot of up, a lot of down, a lot of sickness, a lot of disease, all those things they go through in life. And those are not fun, So it's the only way one can really free themselves from all these things, all the chaos of the life, is through meditation. Once your mind becomes established in meditation, doesn't matter what goes on into this life, it doesn't have any impact on you. It doesn't affect your life. So this is why Krishna says that once you have the knowledge, once you have found the Guru who can help you, then you should truly give your life and do what Guru advised you. At no time did I, was not, or nor you exist, nor any of these kings, nor any in the future shall any of us cause to be. As the embodied soul continuously passes into this body, from boyhood to the youth to the old age, the soul similarly passes into another body at the death. Such a change does not disturb the mind of those who know the truth. So, a lot of people in life, they are afraid of dying, They are afraid of going through misery and sorrow of the life and the grief of the life, A lot of turmoils, a lot of challenges. A lot of people are afraid of. Nobody wants hardships. Nobody wants miseries. Nobody wants sickness. Everybody wants to have a good health, right? So, but these things happens to almost everyone, But those who have attained the God realization, who has attained the connectedness with God and the self, they passes through, just like from the child, even in this body, you get out of the childhood and then you forget about the childhood. Then get out of the youth, then you forget about the youth, don't even remember the youth, So similarly, one get out of the old age, they get into the old age, and finally they get out of the old age, and then they remember. And then the death occurs, and then they forget all these things that happened. So they come back to the new life again, and depends on what kind of life you will get, what you have done, That's the cause. So, so even though all this life that you go through, from the childhood to the adult and adult to the old age, and then you get the reborn, take another life. But those people who are realized, they are not affected by all these things. They are not affected about the old age or the sickness or disease or sorrow or griefs, they just pass right by. For the soul there is neither birth nor death. The soul that is will never cease to be. It is unborn, eternal, ever existing, underlying, and primeval. It is not slain when the body is slain. So body is just like crops for the soul. The realized soul, is not attached to the body. Let's put it this way. And whenever you are not attached to anything, if that thing is not there, is you going to be affected? No. You are not going to be affected. That body is sick or old. This is, a wise man sees it as this is a natural process of the body, right? So therefore, the wise man is not affected by when the body gets old, when the body gets sick, or when the body go through this process from the childhood to the adult to the old age to passing into the another life, getting into the another. So it doesn't matter what goes on. This is just like you are not affected by the childhood. Childhood is gone. Do you sit back and cry about it? No, you don't. Matter of fact, a lot of people say, oh, when can I grow up? When can I get like adulthood, A lot of people. Similarly, some people are not very looking forward for the old age. They always want the youth, fullness and vitalities, So those people are affected, But a person who knows the reality of the life, the nature of the life, nature of this world, so they are not affected, As a person puts the new garments, giving up the old one, the soul similarly accepts the new material body, giving up the old one and used one. So soul understand this is the natural thing to happen. No effort on the path of yoga ever hold one back forever. Just a little effort on the path can protect one from the greatest fear. So in other words, those people who have realized the self, they don't have any fear. They don't have any the pleasure and pain, effect of the pleasure and pain, or old age and sickness. They are above all that. So Krishna says, be steadfast in yoga. Perform your duty without attachment, remaining equal in the success and the failure. Such equanimity of the mind is called the yoga. Here it defines what the yoga is, what yoga does for you. When the pleasure and pain, you become free from the pleasure and pain, sickness and disease. The reason is that you are not attached to anything, because you know the nature of this. This is only brings you suffering, brings you pain, brings you what you call fear, frustration, anxieties. And nobody wants those things. So what's the thing you can do to be above all these things? Not under the influence of these things. So that is why the yoga is so important. Yoga means the union of the soul and the super soul, Jiva and Brahman. Jiva and Shiva. When the Jiva is united with the Shiva, then he stays in the eternal joy, eternal peace. Who contemplate the sense object develops the attachment for them. For attachment develops the lust, and from the lust anger arises, and from anger confusions is born, and from confusion results in loss of memory. And with the loss of memory is bewildered intelligence is lost, and one again fall into this grief, into the suffering. So this happens not overnight, but the slowly person fall into the trap of suffering, right? How that happen? So one who is desirous of a lot of material things, a lot of pleasure, to satisfy his lust, to satisfy his greed, to satisfy his wants, So slowly the attachment grows. When you have those things, then you become attached to it. Just like a person live in a mansion, right? And tomorrow he has to go to the hut, what will happen? Do you think he will like it?
No.
No. Person who drove the Mercedes or Rolls Royce, and tomorrow he have to drive the Volkswagen, he won't like it, right? So it's a matter of how one has put himself into it, where he put into it. And when it doesn't matter to the people who are above it, the people who are enlightened, who are free from all these things, Main thing is when you are free from all attachments, regardless of, then you are free. And if you are not free from attachment and desires, you are not free no matter what. How intelligent you are, how smart you are, how educated you are. Have you seen that happen?
Mm-hmm.
Many educated. Person with the degree of PhD, professor, businessman, successful, very successful businessman, like Elon Musk, Yeah? And yet, you see, they get in trouble. They get into. And why they get into that? Yes? So here is explained why. So when you get too many desires, too many expectations, too many hopes in life, and sometimes if that is not fulfilled, then you feel not very happy, And if it start happening more and more, then you become very, very miserable, very, very, lost. And so, therefore, your life is a hell. That making sense?
Mm.
So, who caused that? We caused that. Then people blame to somebody else. Oh, this person or that person did that to me. one person he used to blame to his father always. He said, my father was not very rich. He worked like a slave. And he made me work like a slave too. So my life was not well. I blame to my father, for that was his mistake. So some people like that, they do that. But they don't realize this was their fault. How could, this is your life, and if you give the control of your life to somebody else or something else, what will happen? I'm making sense? This is your life. You are master of your destiny. A lot of people, they will say, oh, my luck is too bad, My luck, I'm not a very lucky person. Look at this guy, he's always win, win, win. And here I am a biggest loser, See, they say, so they blame to themselves also. They put themselves down. So that is not good. So you shouldn't blame to yourself. Yes, you do good job, work hard, and enjoy the life what you have. Whatever you have, you should be very happy, very satisfied. This is what I deserve today, and if I deserve a little more, it will come. I'm not going to be worried about it. It will come. I am the child of God. God, whatever God sends me, I deserve it, and I will take it. God sends me tomorrow better. Did you know in the United States, there is some place there is a sun does not rise, and they live in dark in the United States.
Yeah.
And they live in dark. There was I was watching yesterday, and some place in India, it's the whole town is in completely dark. The sun does not shine there. They don't see sun. All day and all night. Can you read? And it is under the ground. They call it Patal Lok. Have you heard of them?
Yeah.
By Alex knows.
I didn't know there was a town named after it.
Yeah, there is a town named there, and it's in the MP, Madhya Pradesh. I was watching it. I saw exactly what happened there.
What did they do there? What do they do there? Why did they make
They have a ground, they have they grow foods and all, everything. They have animals, they keep animals everything that you have up in our system, they have the same thing there, and I saw all the things, no sunshine, no sun. And it's under the ground.
Well,
how many feet he said,
is there a reason why they did that?
It's always been that way.
Oh.
It is a natural.
That's natural.
Yeah. There, the patal, just like there you have underground, there's something here, is it right? Under this earth. So it's Patal Lok used to be, even in the Mahabharata times, and there was certain time that they have to live in a Patal Lok, and who was that? I forgot the name. And they have to live in Patal Lok for so.
Was the Nagas?
Nagas, yeah, Nagas, that's right.
We should go visit there.
I'm sorry?
We should go visit there.
I've been there already in a dream.
Yeah, you can go in India, and you go to the, Bhopal.
Yeah.
And you can, there is a town there, and the people live there. But they live very awfully simple. Awfully simple.
I was in a restaurant.
Huh?
I had a dream that I was in Pataloka.
You were in Patal?
Yeah, I was in a restaurant and I noticed, because I'm dreaming, so I noticed that I was in a restaurant. I looked around and everybody was dressed up, but they were all animals. Like they're horses and sitting around tables and stuff. I was like, what am I doing here?
So there was no human there, just animals?
Just animals. It was bizarre.
He already visited, so he doesn't have a desire.
Yeah. It's like, oh, okay, now it's pretty weird.
Well, I hope I'm not, like, hopefully that was my time there and I'm not going back there.
So you can see that even the people living underground, for so many, their whole life, and yet they survive and they are quite happy and content, Very simple living, Even the ancestral India, that there are so many people lived there in the ancient times. They don't have none of this that we have today. And this has been for century and century, the villages. Even in my time, when I was in a little village, lived, and it was very different life,
Mm-hmm.
So I have seen 2-3 generations already, in this. So whenever and wherever there is a decline in religious practice in the world and evilness becomes predominant, at that time I descend myself in order to deliver the pious and to destroy the evil, as well as to re-establish the sacred law. I appear in every age. So this is a God saying that when these things take place, I come again and again to save the righteousness, to the righteous people, to protect them from the evil, right? And to punish the unrighteous, and to destroy the evilness, as well as to re-establish the sacred law. This is why I come again and again. The pleasure that derives from the contact of the sense object is the source of miseries. They have both beginning and the end. Thus, the wise take no delight in them. So, this is what we get attracted to, Like everybody want to have all the goods they can have, A lot of luxury, a lot of comforts, a lot of pleasures, So all these things like alcohol and drug or ecstasy drug and all these things, this was the reason that they invented, right? So Krishna said that the pleasure they derive from the contact of the sense objects is the source of misery. They both have a beginning and end. So all these things supposed to end. You have a pleasure, just like you have a sunny day, then comes the cloudy day. So sunny day also has a beginning and end, right? And cloudy day comes, then again you have a sunny day. So similarly, pleasure, then pain. After pain, then pleasure again. And that goes on and on and on, the cycle. But those people who are enlightened, those who are established in the yoga of meditation, they are not affected by this pleasure and pain, ups and downs, sickness or disease. Then he said that Many study many scriptures, they may worship many gods and goddesses, but without knowing the self, all effort are in vain. So those people who study a lot of scriptures and they become great scholar of the scriptures, but without knowing the self, you study all these things, you did a lot of rites and rituals, karam kandas. But if you have forgotten to know yourself, you did not realize yourself. Just like you're feeding your mind, feeding your body, feeding your senses, but not feeding your soul, starving your soul. How can one be free? How can one be happy? So, this point, Krishna says, Sarv dharman parityaja mamikam saranam braja. Amatva sarpapebhi mokshishami mangshacha. Give up all your karma-kandas, give up all your rites and rituals. Do you understand?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Give up all the rites and rituals and just completely surrender to me. Give yourself to me, do everything to please me, please God. I will free you from all the sin and sorrows. And once you've done that, this is the surest way. So in other words, you don't have to perform any austerity or penances, leave your home and become I was watching this going on right now for almost a second month. Naga Sadhu. Have you heard of the Naga?
Mm-hmm.
Naga Sadhu, they give up everything. They give up all the clothes, everything. And they go and meditate, perform austerities and penances. All their life long, And they hid in the mountain of Himalayas, And they torture their body, Can you imagine, in the cold, they don't wear any clothes, Don't you think so? They don't wear no clothes. They take whatever it comes, the meal. If it doesn't come, no worries. And so they sort of like put lot to your body, And of course, they have absolute control of their senses and mind. So, and they live quite a life, All day and night, they are in a contemplation to God. So Krishna is saying here that you don't have to do that. You don't have to go to that extreme, You can live in this world, do good for yourself, do good for your others, to your family and friends, to your loved one. Do good for them. And then you don't have to perform all the yagyas and, what is called austerities or penances. You don't have to do all that. So just simply give your love and devotion to me, meditate on me, serve me, love me, and follow my commandment. Then you will be free from all the sin and sorrows. So the next one is saying, Na tadvasate surya na sasanko na pavaka yad gatva nivartante tadham paramam. Neither the sun nor the moon, not even the fire can illumine the Supreme, attaining to which they never return to this world. That is my supreme abode. So here in this verse, Krishna explained, like people call it Vaikuntha. Vaikuntha means abode of God, So what that abode of God looks like, he explained. Neither the sun rise not. There is no sunrise, nor the moon, nor the stars, Not even the fire. So, that it's absolutely ever powerful divine light, divine being, the God, manifest in the divine qualities. So this is the supreme abode, and God's form manifests there, and there is no sun, there is no moon, no fire, no ether, none of that. It's completely divine aroma, divine manifestations of Godhead. That is called the supreme abode of God. Then it said, the knowledge that you have received, this is the supreme knowledge, supreme secret, very easy to practice and most enjoyable. Raj Vidya Raj Guhya Pavitra Mittama Pratyaksha Gamnam Dharmam Susukham Kartamabhyam. So the Gyan that you all have received, he's telling about that. This is the supreme knowledge. This is the knowledge of the spiritual science, supreme secret, extremely holy, very easy to practice, and most enjoyable. This knowledge is something that you can practice. Once you have received, you can practice anywhere, anytime, any day. And it is very easy to practice, Yeah, all you have to do is to withdraw your mind and focus on your breath. In every breath there is a holy name of God. So just you have to focus on that holy name, Remember me always, be devoted to me. By doing this, for sure, you will come to me, I promise you this truth, for you are dear to me. Give up all religious rites and rituals. Simply surrender to me, I shall deliver you from all sins, so you have no fear. For the soul there is neither birth nor death. It is unborn, eternal, ever existing, underlying, primeval. It is not slain when the body is slain. So there is no reason, any point to worry about your body. A lot of people say, oh, this sickness will kill me, or this drug will destroy me, or somebody shoot me, You know what I mean? People are so worried about that. So the matter of fact is, your soul cannot be destroyed. Nobody has the power. Not even God has the power to destroy your soul. That makes sense? Because it is eternal by nature. Your body can be destroyed. It's made, it is destroyed. Everything which is made will be destroyed. Everything which comes will be gone. Right? That's the law of nature. So your soul is above the nature, above all the above the past, above the present, above the future, above the time, above the space. Making sense? Nothing can control the soul. Nothing can make your soul to suffer. Nothing can, a bullet cannot destroy it. Make sense? Not even an atom bomb. Alex, isn't that right?
That is correct. Yes.
Atom bomb cannot destroy it. Okay? For the soul there is neither birth nor death. It is unborn, eternal, and everlasting, ever existing, underlying primal. So when the body is slain, the soul is not slain. What who contemplate the sense object develop the attachment for them. From attachment develop lust. And from that lust, anger arises. From anger, confusion born. So we already talk about that. Antakale chamaveva smramukta kalevam. Krishna said that at the time of the death, when the body is dying, and you remember God that time, that will decide your future birth. If you remember God, then you go and merge in God. But instead of God, you remember your husband. Guess what happened?
Back in the world again.
Back in the world again. Whatever that you are associated at that time, your mind is associated with, that alone you will come back to. There is a story goes, there was a holy man, he was very, very advanced. One time he saw the little deer. He went to take a bath in the river next by. And then he saw the mother deer came and gave a birth to the deer. And then the mother deer passed away, died. Holy man felt compassion for that deer, the little deer. So he brought the deer to his hut where he lived. And he started taking care of that deer. And that deer was so cute that slowly he became attached to the deer. Whenever the deer will run away somewhere, he will go on looking. And he won't rest until he finds it. And one day the deer completely disappeared. And he felt so sorry, so sad, because he got attached. And guess he dies. He born as a deer, come back as a deer. And then he has to go through the life, the whole deerhood. And then he realized, oh my God, what I have done, because of this. So he started getting himself better. And he started meditating, and finally he attained the liberation. So he delay his liberation, even for the enlightened yogi, such advanced yogi, for that purpose, because he got attached to the deer. So attachment to the anything or anybody is good or not good? Yes?
Not good.
Huh?
Not good.
Not good. So it's really, really true. This is why Krishna said that when you are remembering God at the time, and Arjuna says, but how is it possible that I will remember, because I don't know what time I'm going to die. Yeah. Who knows what I will be doing that time? No? So Krishna said, This is why, Arjuna, you should remember every day. Practice this yoga every day. Don't forget one day. Do remember, and if you remember more and more, then slowly you grow more and more, further, more further, more further. Eventually come to the point that I am in your mind all the time. And that's what we want. Instead of all being in our mind, we want God to be in our mind, right? We want to go to God. So we have to have a God in mind. And try not to have a worldly thing in your mind. So this is a one most easy way and secret way to attain complete God realization, complete oneness with God. Alright? Yeah. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
So, prayer.